consumers are now becoming in control of his dialogue. Are we looking at the content? Are we looking at the delivery? Well, what are we looking at here? In a lot of cases, the question comes up, am I feeding my customer or my targets too much information? Am I discouraging the relationship that I want to have with them? You know, getting content out there in all different forms so it's reachable, personalization is the key. So that you stand out just like that Apple does. And in the customer relationship, which is changing, I took the M out, all these customer relationship management tools, suggests that actually the brand owners are still in control of the communication is probably not a good way to look at it from our perspective. The customer owns that communication. And so the CRM tools, though, are providing more metrics, more capabilities to analyze the things in the interest that they may have and provide better benchmarks and return on investment capabilities for you. And I think that's what we want to spend some time talking about as well today. So in one sense, it's a little bit about augmented reality. It's the scanning of a barcode of a Lego box and actually showing a video presentation to a child to see how that Lego box turned into a real final product. So helping the purchase decision by quickly getting a visualization of what was happening. It could be on using QR codes to drive traffic in your trade show, getting some instant response that to drive booth traffic and actually get customers a little bit more familiar with what you're doing at that show, because a lot of people plan right to the last minute of what they're doing, and the timing of that communication is extremely important. And Pody publishes these case studies, but more and more we're getting proof in the industry from these benchmark cases that there are real things, real positive things happening when you add print effectively to the mix. This is about URL rates in these direct marketing campaigns. So the lift that you get from personalized direct mail coupled with the openness of a personalized URL, where customers are actually opening the door and saying, you know, I'm willing to share information about me to get a better relationship with you. They put the onus back on you as the marketer now to put together a relevant offer, a relative set of communications, and so that's a great place to be in, and we see that change happening. We find print is fabulous as a closer. Print's not a standalone. I think all of us are saying that print's a very vital part of the mix. You look at direct mail and its ability to drive a personalized offer and a message. In this particular example, even internet users, say 3/4 of the time, and most often, print was the closer in that communication. I think we're all sitting on a lot of information about our customers. Well, the Citadel, for those not familiar, is the funding body for that college for alumni scholarships. Their previous campaigns were very traditional, okay? Telemarketing, non-personalized brochures. They had about 30,000 alumni. Typical response, right in the range of the 2 to 6% that I showed you on the previous slide, right? When they sit and talk around their alumni, they talked a lot about what their perceptions around what the alumni was. Well, athletes aren't really big donors. Military rank may or may not have a difference. I'm not sure how to figure that out. So the point is these particular discussions led to an opportunity to look at how do we leverage that data and information and start to drive a wholly different campaign on behalf of the Citadel. So we took two approaches. But the real focus here is what is relevant. What is relevant that's going to drive more alumni to contribute more to this campaign, and how can I better connect with that alumni to do that? So one side of it was all around data analytics. It was actually merging a lot of information that they already had and had not used around the age, around the rank, around how often these folks visited basketball games, football games, and the things that they did in their regular life. With census data, distance away from the Citadel, started to look at how that may affect the likelihood of any of those particular groups to contribute more to their campaign. The other side of it we looked at was the campaign execution, multi-channel. Not just a static brochure going out the door, but we wanted to have personalized messages and graphics. We wanted to use direct mail. We weren't sure yet how to do that. We were going to let the data analytics drive what our campaign was going to look like. So the hidden discoveries, just cutting to the chase. After all, the mathematicians and the predictive modeling went into the back room, and a lot of discussions around it. Look at the likelihood rates that we saw athletes. Men's basketball, 4 times more likely than even men's tennis. but still 2 times the average likelihood at men's tennis to contribute from any. So when we went through each of the different profile differences and then merged them all together, what came out was 15 key segments and ways of looking at those customers that they never had before. And it does involve personalized and relevant direct mail communication and URLs. So we see print as a vital part of that mix. To echo what Joe said earlier, the tools are out there to better understand your customers, analyze the data, look at ways to build a relevant offer, and deliver effective marketing campaign.